Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. I'd like to thank all my listeners and followers for being here again, bright and early on this Sunday morning.
And the people who bought your book.
And the people that bought my book.
What's the name of that book, by the way?
And the people that bought my book. It's called Notes from the Trail, A Journey of Life Lessons, Love, and Self-Discovery. That is by Yanice Jackson, and it can be obtained by going to YaniceYvette.com. That's YANICEYVETTE.com.
There you go.
Holla at your girl. Okay, now, back to what we were saying here. Span, I appreciate you being here again today. And how are you feeling, Span?
I'm a little weird because it's allergy season, and my allergies are easily triggered. So pollen just started blowing up everywhere, and my throat is scratchy and weird, but I'm not sick. It's just I'm more susceptible to being sick by y'all. So I should technically wear a mask right now, but I trust y'all not to make me sick.
I, too, know how it feels to want to wear a mask. I'm getting over, this is sinus infection myself.
No fun.
I think the pollen came a little early this year, and I don't know if I was prepared for it, my body. I had a lot going on. I got like a bout of pink eye, then I got the sinus thing, but I'm still here to record the Sunday Chronicle, heard every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on Stax 92.1.
Season 3, baby.
FM. Okay, now... We're going to do a little housekeeping here. Well, I've always wanted to say that. We don't have any housekeeping, but I just thought it was a good time to say it. Well, I wanted to welcome my guest here today and the sponsor for the show, Ross Yednock. Thank you so much for being here today. And Ross is here because he is running for the City of Lansing Charter Commission. And he's got a lot going on. Very good guy. Now, Ross, thank you for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So I imagine you are pretty busy, huh?
Busier than I normally am, yeah.
Busy than normal. Okay, so tell me about this Lansing Charter Commission. What is this?
Well, the Charter Commission is First, I'll just start with the charter. The charter is essentially the city's constitution, so it makes up the system of government. It outlines the departments, the commission, or the city council, the mayor, things like that. And the provision when it was enacted and went live back in 1978, which was quite a while ago, was that every 12 years it would go up for a vote to see if people wanted to make changes. And it did not pass until November of last year. So voters voted to form a commission, which is made up of 9 people who are elected citywide. And there are 36 people running, including myself, to be on this commission. And the commission will look at the current charter, how the city council works and functions, the roles and responsibilities of the mayor, the various boards and commissions, and then they will look at what changes could be made. And they could be simple changes or major changes.
Now, we currently, our system of government with the mayor, is that what's known as a strong mayor or strong arm government? What exactly is that term?
Yeah, it's called strong mayor. It's similar to our state setup where you've got an executive branch, so that would be the mayor, and then you've got a legislative branch, and that would be the city council.
Okay, so it's just like vetoes and putting through bills and such. I guess it'd be not bills here, but what would it be for locally? It's the
ordinances. And yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's what you guys are doing then, huh?
We are looking at that, and since you mentioned strong mayor, there are a bunch of different types that you can look at too. There's what's called a city council manager, where it's plenty of cities. East Lansing runs that way. Yeah, where you elect the council and then they elect the mayor, but the mayor isn't really an executive. They just run the council. Then you hire someone to do all the administrative and executive branch work.
So you have that manager that works more in the mayor role that holds the power then, and then you have the mayor who's more of like, I don't want to say that term, but I'm not going to say the term.
Yeah, don't say the term. I got a question.
What's the question?
I am desperate to know, You're talking about the charter and how it lays out the system of government, and you mentioned mayor. And see, this whole charter system is something I'm just learning about now here in Lansing. Something
You're not
I've never.
alone.
Yeah. So when you say Yanice was talking about strong mayor, and you were explaining as part of being on the commission, can you just zero out the mayor position and just decide this whole area would be better run by a council?
Sure.
Wow.
There is one caveat. Whatever the commission comes up with
Has to be voted on by the city of Lansing.
again, or nothing changes.
Okay.
And the process can last up to 3 years, but the clock started ticking in November, so it's really about 2.5 years. And then they've got 3 shots. So if they put together something that the voters don't want, they can go back to the ballot 2 more times.
And after that third time, then it's just like no more charter. It's like having voted for no changes on the charter back in last November.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay.
So with this, so when you have the city council that has more of the acting power, do you believe it's more of a equal or a more accurate representation of the city having council members represent instead of one person?
Not necessarily. I mean, and my background is I've worked in government. I studied it in college. I mean, that's kind of my background. And that's what drew me to this, the interest in the, forming and coming up with ideas to make government more efficient and better. The issue with all government is it ends up electing people, and people tend to be the problem.
Yeah.
So whether it's strong mayor or city council manager or a hybrid where you have a separately elected mayor and a council, but then there's like a deputy mayor that's elected or hired, it all really comes back to, what are the checks and balances? What are the controls put in place? And, with the whole commission process, the voters are the check and balance. They go, we don't like what you've come up with, stays the same.
So what happens if somebody violates that charter? Like, you're doing stuff that's nowhere even related to what's in the charter.
That's a good question. Lawsuits?
Because
Yeah.
I was thinking about the whole accountability factor. Like, if we have this charter and, be it the city council member or the mayor, and I'm just speaking hypothetically,
Yep.
if they were to do something then against that charter, then it seemed like, what happens after that? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, especially if it's revised and we've been under this system for some time. And then there's just, I'm wondering, like, would it be a slap on the wrist, or is that something the charter would vote on as well?
Well, if we vote a charter into place, presumably the majority of the voting public was like, this is the charter we want, as opposed to the one we voted we're ready to change in November. If all of a sudden we're all looking at it and we're like, wait a second, we missed. I think a lot of lawsuits gone, like Ross said, like the lawsuits are going to fly. But I'd like to think that when we're voting on, say, our system of governance here, we might take the time to read it. Unlike the terms of service when you sign up for an Apple account, like we should actually read the thing.
It pops up, and
Yes.
and then it's even the thing that'll, like, it won't even let you go through until you open it up.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
have to scroll through that thing, right?
It's like 40 pages of small font legalese saying you sign over everything that ever matters on this
Yes.
phone, right?
I agree.
And if you say no, it's like, okay, your phone no longer works. Have a good day.
Yeah.
It's like, what the? Well, I'd like to think when it comes to our system of governance, we get enough of a representative sample of people who participate in the election so that when this comes up, that they can vote on the proposal that's available. So the election for the people making this charter is May, correct?
May 7th.
May
yes.
7th. It says vote by May 7th. I have this flyer of Ross's in front of me, and it says to contact him. Please contact Ross at 517-204-5200, and he is at rossforlansing@gmail.com, and he is for a better Lansing. We're going to take a small break. Because
Boy, that time went fast.
It did. And that's why I just, I didn't want to like barge in there, but I was like, hey, we got to take a break and we'll dive into more of this juicy stuff with the charter and all that good stuff. But not before I remind you that this is the Sunday Chronicle, and I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. We'll be back after this.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
And welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. We are here today with Mr. Ross Yednock, and he is running for the City of Lansing Charter Commission. Special election taking place on May 7th. It's going to be an election for 9 people, and there are currently how many running, Ross?
36.
36.
Jeez.
That's a lot of people.
It's a long ballot.
So how are we supposed to know who are legitimate like people like yourselves and who are sock puppet heads that we should ignore?
As with any election, there needs to be voter research and voter education.
Mm-hmm.
This is particularly hard. And as I've been knocking on doors, I've had people go like, how do I figure this out?
As a guy who is really good at Googling, I've been down a lot of LinkedIn's, and I'm like, LinkedIn just gives me titles of jobs. It doesn't give me like, what have they actually done?
I mean, my advice tends to be interact, send emails, reach out. We've gotten a couple, and I say we, all 36, I don't know how many responded, to some emails from people going, I'm asking everybody this question. And how responsive are people? Because ultimately, when you elect someone, they work for you.
Yeah, and you want them to be responsive.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean, that they're going to agree with you or you're going to agree with them, but you want to be responsive to that. Yeah. There has been some whittling down, some special interest groups, they did some endorsements. What came out of that, there was a group of community members. I'm actually part of that slate. It's called the Lansing Community Alliance, and this was an interesting process where everybody who was not endorsed by the chamber got together. Most of them, not everybody came, and just kind of did a straw poll.
You weren't endorsed by the chamber?
I was not. What?
I'm not even gonna say nothing. That really boils my noodle. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's actually worth talking about because what troubles me is the process. They sent everyone a questionnaire. Not everybody filled it out, which is fine.
Right.
And at the end, they said not everybody's going to get an interview. What I've since found out is I don't think they interviewed anyone, even their endorsed people.
Are you serious?
My God!
And I don't know that for a fact, but I know of at least 2 who have publicly said they were not interviewed. So
in your opinion, no one has been interviewed for this for the endorsement by the commission.
Yeah, and the problem with that is they're probably going to spend more money than any campaign. I mean, it's a citywide campaign. When to send a mailer, it costs about $15,000 to send it to the voters. I have not raised that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money to throw around. But it comes off as like a stamp of approval. And, they are a private entity. They can do what they want. They are under no obligation. So I'm not saying they've done anything wrong, but it's that appearance of vetting, and it's not.
I know you wanted to say it, Ross, and I'm there with you because I get it. I get it. But I'm going to say this. That I endorse you, and I am a voter. That. I am a resident of the city of Lansing, and I endorse you. I mean, because this he's great. I ran for city council in 2017, and he reached out to me, and he said that he had a donation for me, and he wanted a yard sign. And this is just off of I was a newcomer nobody really, heard of me like that in the political scene. And he reached out, and he seemed very like he researched my platform that I had and stuff. And so,
and you came to my door, and that's important.
Yeah, I was knocking doors. I actually knocked doors.
That was a citywide, right?
Yeah, I did it at large. I did at large 2 times in a row, and I haven't done it since.
And that's one
that
of
was
the
expensive.
Oh yeah, it was expensive. I was, totally grassroots. And the second election was, I raised more money, but it's still expensive. I bet if I had more, I don't know, who knows? But I'm just saying. But this is about Ross. This is about me.
But no, that's a great example of why the charter should be looked at and reviewed, and will be. I mean, right now our council is made up of 8 members, 4 wards. And 4 at large. I lived in Lansing, with the exception of, so I lived on the east side, right by right on Ferguson, right by Sparrow Hospital. Mm-hmm. Got married, moved to Langsburg because my wife was working in Flint. Okay. Got divorced and moved right back. And now I'm on the north side, just right by Sheridan Road. Mm-hmm. And that's the same ward. Where I live now and where I lived then.
That's the first ward, right?
That's the first ward. Yeah. And it goes all the way down into, down by Potter Walsh neighborhood. I mean, that is a big ward.
It
and
is
those
a big ward.
neighborhoods.
It goes past the Cedar Mount Hope area. It goes.
Yep.
It covers a lot of area.
And those are different neighborhoods, different communities.
Totally different. Totally.
So you've got 4 wards, all of which are made up of different communities, and then you've got 4 at large that costs a lot of money to run. Yeah. So that's where special interest and money comes in, and that's something where in my life and working with government, I mean, there needs to be not just an appearance of,
like the checks and balances. It needs to be there. I feel like to have an accurate representation of the city, of residents within the city. It has to be a system of checks and balances. It has to be some accountability.
And I'd like to see more wards, more community-based.
Yeah, it has to be a better representation of the people. And that's what I see. I see a very diverse slate here on the Community Alliance. That looks pretty cool. I guess I'll look into the other. I want to look into the other candidates as well. I didn't get the other mailer though. I didn't even.
That wasn't a mailer. That was, and if you notice what's unique about that, every piece of lit, and you would know this because you ran, has to say paid for by,
right.
Ross Yednock for Lansing, and then it's got the address on there. Yeah. That on the front page of the Lansing Community Alliance page, other side has paid for by, and it lists all 9 of those committees.
Oh, so wow.
Everybody pitched in and paid for the equal amount to be able to take that to doors and let people know. It's really a grassroots, community-driven base. And
Jerry. I know Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry from the Fledge.
Yep.
Yes, yeah. Jerry from the Fledge.
I remember I saw you at that wrestling meet, and that's what...
I'm an announcer in the Capital Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
It was awesome.
The guy who brings the wrestlers in, and it's really adorable. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right before Spam became my co-host of the Sunday Chronicle. We chatted at the wrestling match. So it was pretty cool. But back to this whole Community Alliance thing. I mean, we're excited about the changes on the horizon. So what are some of the things that you would like to look into? Because I see your platform here. You want to actively engage Lansing residents. I'm going to read this here. So for a better Lansing, Ross believes the commission must actively engage Lansing residents to hear and respond to your vision, seek greater transparency and checks and balances to hold our city's elected officials accountable, work to ensure our city government is designed to deliver equitable outcomes.
So, okay, the minute you heard this, you knew you wanted to be involved, and you knew there were some things you wanted to change immediately. Like, what one thing right off the rip are you like, this has to go? Like, this has to be done?
Actually, my process was a little different than that. It was, I want to make sure that this commission is done the right way. The government in this country has been designed by people who look like me, and it's worked for people who look like me. And what I wanted to see is to make sure that we are engaging communities that have been left out of the process for far too long. And that's where, the worst thing that I think would happen is if the commission meets every Tuesday from 11 to 3 at City Hall on Tuesday. Like that does nobody any good. And they may be smart people and know what they're doing, but the problem is they're not going to people, going to community meetings. And I've been to a lot of those, a lot of folks on that I've run into that's kind of created the alliance. And other folks as well are at these meetings listening. And we're not telling people what we think they need. We're just listening to what the problems are in the community. And I think that I know that needs to be part of this. So the commission should be meeting at Let's Community Center, at Elfrida Schmidt, at churches, wherever people will have, and be intentional in going to find out what people want. And most people just want to be left alone and live their life and, have a nice, happy, safe life. So it's, finding ways to meet them where they're at, not expecting them to come, hey, talk to me about city government or listen to what I have to say. So that's part one. Part two is, what are some tangible things? Like I said, the makeup of the city council. I'd like to see more wards. So go from, if the number stays at 8, some people want it to go to 9. I think there's pros and cons in both of that. But I'd like to see, 5 wards, 6 wards, and only 2 at-large seats. Some people want to get rid of all the at-large seats. I'm not strong on either one of those. I think having some at-large does, there's some benefits to that, but there are also some problems there. But one, getting more, smaller wards with more representation would be a big one. Another piece is right now we vote in odd-year elections. So it costs money to run an election.
Yes.
46 years ago, it made sense to, pull apart municipal elections and give them more airtime, if you will. But elections have changed. It's not as much about television ads and radio ads. It's about digital ads. It's and still knocking doors. That's the big thing.
that is a huge thing.
So we could save money doing that as well. And some people want to see that, some people don't. But I think that would be a way to recoup the cost, because this commission will probably cost about $500,000. For staff time, things like that. Commissioners are paid, I think, $200 per meeting, and it's capped at 45 meetings over the 2.5-year time period.
Oh, so y'all got to move.
Yeah.
Could y'all write a commission? Could y'all write a charter that says y'all keep y'all full-time jobs forever, and just keep redoing the charter every 12 years? Like, could y'all literally change how the charter is designed with the new charter?
Possibly, and I say possibly because I would need to check with. So the process is, once it's Plan A is put forth, it goes to the governor and the attorney general, and they see if it passes the legal test for the state of Michigan. Then it goes to the voters, and I'd have to check with the Home Rule Act that is a state law.
I could talk about this stuff for a long time. I think we've already gone over, but that's okay. I mean,
we're getting a civics lesson.
Yeah, we need that. I mean, I don't hear much about civics today.
It's pretty scary what little kids, like when we were in 8th grade, like our civics classes were pretty woe-begotten. I went to private school. Like, I was like, I should probably know more about this. Like, all I remember is like a bill becomes a law. And I learned that on Schoolhouse Rock. So my school can't even claim nothing,
I learned about conjunction junctions.
I will say I learned from
Was that Schoolhouse Rock?
It's Schoolhouse Rock.
Yes,
Yep.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I was interrupting. I learned from one of my bosses when I worked in the Michigan House, and she would say, if you are not involved in politics will be involved in you.
Yes.
Yes. And that is what we see. And, maybe 10, 15% of the people will vote. City Lansing residents, eligible voters, will vote in this election. That means 90, 85% are not involved. And this is going to, impact them. And I want to see everybody vote. Even if they disagree with me, that's fine. If I am on the losing side of an issue, as long as other people, have voted and voiced their, what they want, that's what we need more of, because it is impacting people.
Yes.
And it's impacting communities in disproportionate ways. And continuing the systemic issues we have.
And we're going to have you back, Ross, because we got a lot to talk about, and this is good stuff. But, unfortunately, I have to wrap it up. Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
I could
Thank
go
you for
on.
having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being our sponsor. Thank you for your service to the community and just being a good, active person in the community. You've always been involved from my experience, and so we appreciate that. Thank you for the sponsorship.
Well, I appreciate the work you do. You've been doing this a long time, and it is much needed, so thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Span.
It's been a pleasure. I mean, it's been a blast.
Oh, yes, as always. And my listeners and followers, we thank you for being here. Thank you for making it or helping us to have a season 3. And so we hope to see you back, or you can hear us back next Sunday at the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community, because community knows what community needs. Make it a great day.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.